Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first episode of hopefully many episodes of the Here We Are podcast. I'm your host, Jordan Ray, aka Run Ray, aka that one guy that complains about COD every year. And today we've got a very special guest. Okay, he's not really that special because I talk to him pretty much every day.
Yeah.
I couldn't find anyone else to do it. So, Mango Energy, Daniel.
Yeah, what up?
Welcome.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Jordan. It's a great honor. It's not like I called you earlier today saying, "Hey, can we record a podcast or anything?" But I'm excited. I'm keen to be on the first one and the last one. Between those two, between those two, it's up to you. Those are my requirements.
Oh, okay. Nuke's here too because he was too lazy to move to a different chat. I don't know. But anyways. He's just chilling there. We've got a few discussions here. So mainly first, why I made this podcast. I kind of explained it a bit in my last video about Call of Duty Vanguard's beta or whatever. And mainly because I just wanted to, just talk to people, just talk about video games or whatever, just casually.
We can make this pretty sweaty. I've got a gym towel behind me.
You got a gym towel behind you.
Yeah, I'm prepared.
About just talking about stuff. A while ago, I can't remember when. I think it was like 2 years ago. We had a podcast before this for Stick Gaming, which is like Nathan and Daniel's whole.
Oh, it's a
thing.
Fantastic community server. You should definitely check it out. Link in description.
I don't know if the link. You know what? I'll put it in the. I'll put it in the link in the description. But we had a podcast on that lasted about.
What was it called?
I think it was literally called the Stick Gaming Podcast.
I thought it was like we talk about random crap. We called it like Watak.
Oh yeah, we talk about.
Is that?
I think it was called that. I can't remember.
No, we talk about random crap, and it was literally just random crap.
Random crap, which is
Didn't
basically.
we play Monopoly one? Yeah, we played Monopoly for one of the streams or something.
I think so. I can't remember.
Yeah, I feel like we did. It was a great hour that got really intense.
And one of them, I think we played like GTA 5. I can't remember, but
that was a great time.
All right, yeah, we talk about random crap, which also we do on this podcast. We talk about random crap. So like I said, I didn't really script this out correctly. Podcasts, I don't really script things out except for I kind of got subjects. I got a list here of what to talk about, and the list is kind of short, but where do I even begin? Yeah, I already talked about why I made the podcast.
It's short, but it can be very in-depth. Depends how we take it.
Yeah. So the first thing I got here is by the time of the recording of this podcast, Nintendo Direct happened today, or the new Nintendo Direct for September.
Yeah, I did it 3 a.m. our time.
It was actually stupid. No, it was 8 o'clock.
Oh, lol.
It was 8 in the morning, but I slept through it because I always stay up till 3 in the morning and then wake up at 12.
Oh, what a life!
What a life! Oh, I'm gonna do it on
literally.
weekends.
Can I go off a bit of a rant here?
Go for it.
So they dropped the Super Mario movie, right?
Yes, the Mario movie.
Or at least it has a date and they've announced the cast. I want to know is how the hell does it have a budget big enough to get the following actors to voice it, such as Chris Pratt, Seth Rogen, and Jack Black, plus the guy that did the Skyrim play Alexa rubbish.
Keegan-Michael Key.
Yeah. How the heck do they have the budget to employ all those people? I know it's a voiceover and it's not as much as
Illumination is a billion-dollar company. I'm pretty sure they can afford anyone.
Yeah, but Nintendo would have to
They could buy the entire country of Iceland if they wanted to.
Because I can tell you, out of everyone that I know, I could probably count them on one hand how many people would go see the movie. So it's not like they can make a lot of money because it's a game movie, which are usually terrible. It's like a Sonic movie.
I still have not seen it.
Because I would assume Jack Black and Seth Rogen aren't cheap.
Oh no, they won't.
Their hourly rates would be.
Neither would be Chris Pratt.
No, definitely not. Yeah,
definitely not Chris Pratt.
I mean, it is lockdown and COVID and stuff, and they probably need a quick buck here and there. So I guess. But since it's elimination, they made the minions, so I got good hopes for the movie. I haven't watched the trailer. Don't need to.
Oh my
There is
god.
no
But
trailer.
there's no trailer. Oh, well,
No,
there you go.
they just had Shigeru Miyamoto. He's like, oh
Announce
yeah,
it.
yeah. He just announced it. He's like, oh yeah, we're making a Mario movie, which I saw online. I saw like mock-up posters of it, and I didn't know if it was real. I thought, okay, it's just like a small fan thing, but no, it's actually happening. And then I saw the cast, and I kind of laughed my ass off.
Yeah, I laughed. I laughed. When I
I'm
got
not
told
even
it,
joking.
so-
I woke up. I wouldn't say this morning because it was like 12:30 or whatever, and I look at my phone. I see my older brother text me a bunch of Nintendo stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, the direct was on today, and he showed me a still photo of Chris Pratt is playing Mario.
Mario, yeah, it's pretty funny.
Of all people.
Of all people, and he's like, he's not even Italian.
I think, I think a Jack Black playing Browser is gonna be funny as well as Seth Rogen.
That
playing
would
Donkey
work.
Kong.
How
Seth Rogen playing Donkey Kong's gonna be. I think that's gonna be that's my.
did you just call Bowser
Browser, yes.
Browser?
Yes.
You got a problem with that?
A bit. If it's so hard to say his name, say Koopa King.
I'm not
Okay,
that fan
whatever.
of Mario Nuke.
Okay, whatever. But
Whatever.
But yeah, Jack Black as Bowser. Honestly, I could see that, and I didn't know who played. I didn't know the other actors in it, like the person who was playing Peach and the guy that was playing Luigi. And I looked them up. I'm like, oh yeah, that's him. And I thought, okay, that's not too bad. But everyone else, like, what? Like,
God.
why?
I'm interested to see if the movie will be like a 2D side scroll like the games or 3D, like proper 3D.
Oh, that
I'll be
would be
3D.
cool if it was 2D.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't looked.
It'll
I've
be a
Googled
3D
it,
movie.
yeah, I mean it is, but like, will they like incorporate like the original Mario stuff?
Yeah,
Because I
because
feel like that'd be pretty niche.
none of you have seen the. I think Nuke has. You've never seen the original Mario movie from like '93, was it, that came out?
They made a Mario movie.
And
They
the
made a
Bron-
Mario. They made one before this, and it's like one of the greatest worst things ever. I,
Worse than the holiday Christmas special from Star Wars.
literally.
It's-
Oh, it's
Actually-
live action Mario.
Yeah, it's a live action one. It's
It is just terrible.
it stars Bob Hopkins.
$48 million.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this-
that movie. They lost $10 million on that movie.
That's good. That's
They
some
had
good shit right there.
it had Bob Hopkins in it. Rest in peace. You were great in Roger Rabbit. You weren't so great in this movie. He fucking hated doing this movie.
Every second of it.
He hated doing this movie. Like, I remember he said a story about him and like one of the, I forgot the guy that plays Luigi, but all they did was just drink scotch on set because the movie was just dreadful. Like they knew it was gonna suck. It was like one
Gosh,
of
the
the
trailer
worst.
You
looks
did get
horrible.
one good thing out of it, I think.
Mario
It's
in
a
live
disaster.
action and real set of modern times. Like it has a flamethrower in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the on the 19.
I haven't seen it in a while, but I remember it was one of the
Good
greatest,
Lord.
worst things ever.
Swing your arms from side to side. Come on, everybody, do the Mario.
Oh yeah,
They
and that
should've
was that
called it
show
something
too.
else. They should have called it something else. Anyway.
I think that was like the biggest movie of like '93. Like people were hyped for it like crazy.
I think the other thing that's pretty big, which is probably more of like the homebrew section of Nintendo, which they probably dissolved, is the N64 and Sega Genesis games. Are coming
Oh
to Switch
yes, yes, I'm excited for that.
Online. Now,
It was rumored for a while. I forgot. I think people said yeah, N64 might come, but a lot of people were thinking the Game Boy, which that never came. I never expected Genesis. Of all things.
I mean, I think the biggest problem is like, like have they announced like the game library for them yet?
Oh yeah, no, they did, and they N64. I think they got like 7 games, but they're adding some. They said, oh yeah, we're gonna add these later on, and one of those games was Banjo Kazooie, which kind of shocked me.
Because the thing that with this is always fantastic is that it's backwards compatibility, so it's emulation. And as soon as you start emulating hardware and software and stuff, it's like, can they get every game to be flawless? Sure, it's a Nintendo 64. You can probably run it on an iPhone 12 or an iPhone 3GS.
You can run it on an M gauge. Probably not.
Yeah, you can probably run it on my Samsung smart refrigerator. But the other thing is the licensing for games. Like, are they able to get the licenses for the older games? Do they have the source
easily.
code available for those games? So it'll be interesting to see what they bring forward and if they add the Game Boy and other things like that.
Yeah, easily. One game I really wish they added to the N64, like Nintendo Live thing, which it will never happen in a million years. It will never happen. Would be GoldenEye.
Wait for people to get access to that code.
Oh, they're
by
gonna mod it
hacking.
in easily.
Oh yeah, once they
100%.
hack it and get it, they'll do whatever the hell they want.
I mean, there's
with it.
already like an N64 emulator, and people are able to put GoldenEye on it.
I mean, there's a PS4 emulator that actually works. Like, genuinely plays PS4
Yeah,
games.
that's more of a Linux thing, and it's very, very early.
I know, but it can play games.
It can still
better than
play.
the 360 emulator and the OG Xbox emulators.
Yeah, the original Xbox. I think, in my opinion at least, the 360 one runs a bit smoother than the original Xbox one. Which is, yeah, sorry for going off topic here. This wasn't even in the script. You know what? Screw it. Let's talk about emulation.
Before we do that, I thought you said you were doing this with Nathan. And, well, yeah.
I didn't say who I was doing it with. I don't know, I mean, maybe we'll have Nathan on the show one time if he's
and
busy.
It'll just be about Black Ops 2 zombies.
Literally.
And it's you silent for 2 hours, and it's just him talking about Visual Studio.
Okay.
Literally. That's just gonna be his guest spot.
Yeah, so the other day we got bored at like 11 p.m. at night. And we decided to find, what did we originally do? Like early beta and alphas of games or something?
Yeah, you told me. I think someone leaked a bunch of like early original Xbox and Dreamcast like dev builds of games.
Yeah.
And you figured because I didn't even know. You said like I don't think there's an emulator for original Xbox games, but it's easy to rip them. And I did not know there was an original Xbox emulator like at all.
I think the way that I said it was there's emulators out there, but they're terrible. Turns out I'm completely wrong. And some of them, what is it, Xemu or whatever it is. That emulator is quite good.
Xemu. Oh, for me it's kind of rocky because I'm still rocking a really crappy PC.
Yeah. Out of everything I played, I noticed more audio issues than anything. So I'm not sure if that's something to do with my hardware or however.
Yeah, for me it's more frame rate than anything. Like,
but I was able to run games at 10x resolution at 1440p without a heartbeat. So I was like, oh, that's impressive.
Yeah.
However, the thing that I think's more impressive is the way that you can launch the dashboard. You can launch it and then you can insert your own BIOS or EEPROM or whatever it is, and you can customize. You can customize the boot like you could on the console and change, because it's all code, like it's literally generated code for the intro for the boot screen, and you can customize that, change the colors, and it works on the emulator. It's really finicky and fiddly, but you can do that. And I think as an emulator, that's pretty niche and pretty funny.
Yeah. One emulator I used to use all the time, like back in the day before I got my PC. Yeah, a lot of people would remember this if they stick to my channel for a while. I used to do everything on a Mac, the late 2013 iMac. Yeah, like play games and everything on it. And there was this one emulator on Mac OS called OpenEMU, and it had everything just like built into one thing. Like it had, I think, like the Amiga and like Atari, like NES, everything up to like the PS1. And it was really, really good. And I wish PC had that, but yeah, no, it just doesn't.
You can just download 15 different.
Yeah, 15 different emulators, but it's just convenient just to have all of them in one thing. I will say, getting PS1 games to run was pretty hard because you got to download and find like the correct I forgot what you call it. like the things to like make it boot PS1 games or whatever.
Like the BIOS and stuff.
Yeah, like the BIOS and all that.
Where you gotta find it yourself, and it's just literally 2 Google searches.
Yeah. It took me like, I think it took me like 8.
I know with
Took
the
a
PS3
while.
one, you had to download the official software, which you could do it from the website.
Oh yeah. I don't remember. Did I do that with the PS3 one? I can't remember. I don't think I did. I think I literally just downloaded it and I got like DG Hero 1 and 2 and then just put them in there. And there you go.
I think the other thing that was cool that we came across, you gave me some random Google spreadsheet, and it had titles to like alpha and beta builds of games that were
Oh
downloaded from
yeah.
PartnerNet or something. And the thing that I have discovered, because they are all .exes, so it turns out that Xbox is a .xbe, which is Xbox Live Executable.
Yes.
Or Xbox. Anyway, so if you get a dev build, so dev consoles, they can launch XBE or .exes, which is cool, because I didn't know that. But like it's really like alpha stuff. So I've got like a Burnout Paradise came out in 2008 or 9.
It came out 2008 from
8.
what I heard.
There's a build that's from 2006,
Jesus, so it was
like
like
an
in
alpha
2
early
years.
build. It's ridiculous and actually has proper cars in it, like a Nissan 350Z, not the fake cars. However, my RGH or the emulator can't play it because it's a .exe. However, I'll do it. We should do a thing on it later. But I'm in the process of converting my RGH to a dev because you can just flash the dev software
Oh
onto
yeah,
it and call it a day.
yeah. You need like a dev console. I think there was another discovery with there was a dev build of Gears of War 3 that ran on the PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
And the only way to play that is via a dev console on the PS3. Which is very
Right, 'cause
interesting.
Yeah, anyway. So once the dev console gets booted, we'll give it stuff. There's like a build of Black Ops 2 that had maps and stuff that were removed from the game, like early versions of Standoff at Nuketown,
Oh,
which are
yeah,
actually
yeah.
pretty jank. There's a map of Hijack. It's not even complete, and it's just literally the boat floor.
It's just like half the boat.
And there's like placeholder UI elements from VO1. It's so funny. But it's a pain in the ass to get working because it's just if whoever's done like homebrew hacking, like it doesn't matter what console, it's a pain because you got to flash and hope you don't brick the thing.
Yeah.
But it's fine because you can like in Australia you can literally eBay and get a RGH for like $100, which is cheaper than what EB Games sell refurbished consoles. So you may as well just do that.
Yeah, true.
So,
yeah, I mainly buy consoles off eBay too. I don't think I've ever bought. Oh no, years and years ago, I bought my Wii pre-owned from eBay. It was a refurbished Wii back in like
Mistake.
2007. Huge
I
mistake.
hacked that.
Honestly, it works. It works. It's a
does.
Wii, and
I found it so funny that with a Wii, if you have hacked like ours, you just put your games on an SD card.
yeah, mine's homebrewed too. But I didn't really do much with it.
So, but I mean, you can use Dolphin, and Dolphin does everything, including Wii Sports, and you can
Oh yeah.
literally use the sun as a infrared sensor bar. So,
That's great.
this is so funny. Anyway, let's talk about Call of Vanguard.
Oh yeah, Vanguard. The beta ended yesterday.
Now, I'm
can't
gonna look. I'm not sure if it was a beta for like multiplayer stuff, but good lord, I had about at least 12 crashes a gaming session.
If we were heavy drinkers and we had a shot of vodka every time the game crashed, oh no, it would not be pretty.
So launching it for the first time, I had to launch the game 5 times to get past the stupid checking for files rubbish.
Yeah, mine took like 6.
It just crashed every time. Like, what is it doing running a Bitcoin miner for Shanghai or something?
Yeah, mine took like 6 attempts, and then I eventually got everything working.
I'm not gonna lie, FPS performance was pretty stable.
It was basically the same. It was like a hybrid of like Cold War's performance and Modern Warfare's 1.
But it looked the same as Cold War, so I wasn't impressed.
Yeah.
So besides that, is it a good COD?
Nah, I don't know. The last, this is my personal opinion. The last, I say, 5 CODs have been so damaging.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I personally like Cold War because I'm a Black Ops.
Yeah, Cold War
simp.
was really. I didn't mind Cold War.
I liked Cold War. I liked Modern Warfare, but Modern Warfare was just so hackery. And it just
Yeah,
felt like you were running around the map like you were jacked up on Red Bull.
yeah,
And it really all rewarded players that jumped like a bunny rabbit and drop shot like a disabled person without a wheelchair.
yeah. No, yeah.
So
So I guess my reviews for the last like 5 CODs. COD World War Two. I didn't really play that much. I've only
absolute
played.
terrible, awful.
I played the beta of it, and I actually didn't mind the beta. I actually quite liked it. I'm like, oh, this game's actually pretty good. It felt like the old CODs. And I never played it because I never bought it. But I played it. I remember before COVID, my brother went to Japan with his wife, and he gave me his PS4, and he had COD World War Two, and I played it on that. And I played the campaign of it, and it wasn't too bad. I think the only reason why people hated World War Two was it was released during the time of like Fortnite and like PUBG and all that, because they were doing content updates like no other game before it. Like it truly revolutionized like updates. Like Battle Royale had a unique, interesting concept. Fortnite had a battle pass thing which was never done before. And COD, and everyone expected COD to, catch up and do the same thing, but they kept rolling out the same, like, 4 paid maps with, like, a season pass or whatever. So I reckon that's why people hated World War Two, because they...
Well, sorry.
Yeah, no, yeah, and everyone just moved on to, like, other games, like Fortnite and whatever. So that's why I don't think World War Two got as much love as the other games. Like, at the beginning, it had a lot of potential, but then the Battle Royale genre kicked its ass. And then BO4 tried to, like, be, like, the next big esport, which just, no. Just, no. Stop it,
Look,
COD.
I went 67 to 6 in Cold War. It was a really sweaty, intensive game. However, I got abused for being sweat.
Like, to me,
So
Call of Duty...
the whole esports thing has ruined the casual player.
So to me, Call of Duty has
Like
always just been
toxicity
that... To me, Call of Duty has just been that pick up and play, like, casual first-person shooter. You don't really need skill or anything. You just, pick up the controller, you just put it in your console, and then you just shoot people. It's that simple.
Because literally, like, the thing that pisses me off a lot is it's a casual game. It's literally 12 o'clock in the middle of the day. I've had medical appointments all day. And I'm just playing for an hour just to relax. And I'm, a casual game. I get maybe 2 KD, 1.3. Just average. And I'm just getting abused by, just people saying, oh, just stop hacking. And I'm like, bro, if you can't get more than 3 kills, then that's a you problem, not a me problem. Because I've played COD since I was 8 and I'm 21. So what do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to stop shooting you?
I mean, I didn't play...
Even if I use mouse and keyboard and they have a scuff controller that does half the work for them, they still whinge and complain like absolute crybabies. And apparently, it's the normal, you're just an esports professional. Like, no, bro, I've played this game for half my life. What do you think I'm going to be? Some random noob that's never figured out how to craft a diamond pickaxe in Minecraft?
BO4, like World War 2 had like the Fortnite problem, and then BO2 BO4
in the bin. Ugh.
BO4 tried to be like the next tactical esport. Like they tried to make like characters that have like benefit from gameplay, and you have to make them like skillful, and you have to think about them.
They tried taking COD and Overwatch and mashing them together.
They tried turning COD into a tactical esport, which just did not work.
Does not work.
It just did not work.
But
and yet they continue to do it every year. Yeah, go for it.
Now, map design, I kind of like. Because it was the traditional 3 lanes, a couple areas where you can meet, where you can walk around. I feel like map design-wise, great. The one dumb open map that's like Battlefield is just AIDS. That just doesn't exist. It just shouldn't work. Because guns in Cold War is literally like you take a slinky and you shake it. That's what the recoil is like in that game. Even though your bullets go straight, you just can't see where the hell you're aiming. So there's that. And then the other thing that I really found quite frustrating was the imbalance of players, like your guns and stuff, which is normal. But the thing that I got really frustrated about was like the player movement. It just didn't feel natural. As in, you would jump, run over things, and it just feel like your character has like slightly less gravity than normal. So it's just weird to go to and like move around, and jump and slide and climb down ladders and stuff. So as a COD wise, I think it's going to be okay. I don't think it'll be good as Cold War in its current standard. Not when Cold War launched is awful. However, I feel like the matchmaking in the beta, if that's the same skill-based matchmaking as in the final game, that's a massive improvement. Because when I would do an average game, like my average KD is 2 on Cold War, and then if I join someone that's new to the game, a friend of mine or Jordan or Andrew have 1 KD, that's a massive difference in matching. So the fact that the matching making in Vanguard was more consistent and not as stupidly aggressive, I feel like if they can get that nailed and make it more polished before it comes out, I feel like it'll have a good launch. If they don't do that, I won't buy it. I need to fix that stupid sun blur as well.
Oh yeah, the sun. I've pointed that out a lot of times in that video.
That is horrid.
I
and the ADS of the snipers.
Oh yeah.
I have a
my
broken
God.
leg and I can go up 15 flights of stairs quicker than you can put. Like back in World War II, sure, the boys back then were just skinny kids. But it's a video game. You don't have to replicate accurate muscles for a gun. Like, pretty dumb.
I think BO4 tried to be an esport and I never liked it. I hated the beta. Like, it was just dreadful.
That game's
Modern Warfare 2019 had potential.
Their map design was horrid.
It had so much potential.
The maps let that down.
I played the beta for it on I played the ground war mode, which was basically just Battlefield 64 v 64, and I had a lot of fun with that. And then I bought the full game, and what the hell happened? It was one of the most least enjoyable multiplayer experiences I've ever had in a video game. It was so slow, it was so sweaty, the weapon balancing was a joke, the maps are garbage.
The maps ruined that game.
It was one of the worst CODs I've ever played.
It's like they went to a university and just hired their kids in year 2 or 4 in game design.
It was one of the
It's literally what they've done. Forza has better maps than Modern Warfare did.
Like, a lot of people say, Advanced Warfare and Ghost was one of the worst CODs ever. To me, Modern Warfare 2019 is up there. Okay, it's not as bad as those games, but I'd rather, no. It's definitely, there, one of the worst CODs I've played.
I mean, you just run around with a riot shot at your back on an RPG and you'll...
Yeah, because I was...
every lobby.
Because I was playing, because we were doing Shipment 24/7, and honestly, that was fun. I wasn't sweating around using the meta gun doing callouts and stuff. Because I was like, how the fuck are you meant to do callouts on Shipment?
Mm.
He's by the crate? Bro, the whole map is a crate. How does that work?
It's so funny that if you look at Cold War now, compared to the maps that first came out of the game, you never play those maps.
Absolutely
ever.
Not. Modern Warfare's
you never get them because they brought BO2 maps and a BO1 map here and there. The BO1 maps are horrid, but the BO2 maps is literally...
Yeah, speaking of remake maps in Modern Warfare, what the hell did they do to them? All they did was just add camping spots and doors. Like, they added backlot one time, and they added a big building where you can camp in, and they just added doors.
I mean, at least it's a better effort than Cold War, where they just...
Cold War, they just plop the map in. There you go.
They literally just
works.
changed the map from .bo2 to .cw.
Yeah, and most of the times, it works. Like, Raid, it's literally the same map, and it doesn't fit in Cold War.
Standoff is the same map. Is it
Standoff?
Express? Is
Standoff?
Express the train map?
Yeah, Express.
That does not fit.
Works.
That does not.
Yeah, no, look, it's too futuristic.
Hijack doesn't fit. Hijack's probably the worst.
like most of the time, like yeah, the aesthetics aren't the same, or like they don't fit the timeline or whatever. But it just works because they don't overcomplicate it like Modern Warfare did.
Yeah.
And Vanguard, oh yeah, might as well talk about Cold War now. I played again the same story of Modern Warfare. I played the bait. I saw the reveal of the game, and I was very skeptical about it because I'm like, if this is the future of Call of Duty, like how it goes, I'm worried. And well, it is. This is the future of COD.
Yep.
It's exactly like Modern Warfare, which I absolutely hated.
Yeah.
But then I played Cold War's beta. I played the open beta because I thought, okay, I'm not going to buy this game or whatever. And I had a blast. It was like, what the hell? Why couldn't this be Modern Warfare? The sniping was so much fun. The pistols were hilariously broken.
Sniping was good.
Sniping was amazing in that game.
Well, Infinity Ward have always been known for their sniping mechanics.
Yeah, MW2, nothing could top MW2. MW3 was really good too.
That was good.
COD 4 was pretty good too. World War 2 surprisingly had really good sniping.
Because Treyarch could no longer make multiplayer games because that studio's a mess now.
Treyarch just nerfs snipers every
Yeah,
game
they've always
make.
nerfed snipers, but they can do balanced multiplayer really well.
Like World at War, in my opinion, like I think a lot of people really like World at War sniping. I personally don't like it.
I don't like it.
It's way too clunky, and all the snipers are just hit marker machines. Black Ops 1 was so clunky and slow because I guess there was I think it was because one of the creative leads hated quickscoping or whatever. And before, if you ADS, it would just aim in a random direction, but then they fixed it so it actually, centers. Because everyone hated that change. BO2 had the famous DSR nerf, which honestly, I like the ballista more. That's just me though.
The DS, yeah.
BO3 had no aim assist on snipers on console. I guess that's kind of an improvement for me. BO4 had probably the most damaging one. Cold War did too, but BO4 on PC at least, they had a PC exclusive nerf because this was when they were trying to be like a big esport in that. So BO4 snipers, they were made really, really slow and they were hit marker machines compared to the console versions. And I think it was because one of the creative things like, oh, it's really easy to quickscope on PC or whatever compared to a console. I can't remember, but yeah, they had a PC certain nerf. There's a YouTuber named Saw Rage who did a really good in-depth video on it. I might link that in the description, but he goes more in-depth about how the snipers were nerfed on PC, which I don't think they're fixed today, because I mess around on BO4 private match, repeat myself, I use snipers on there, and yeah, they are very weak. They're very weak. And then Cold War, at the start, like in the beta and like the alpha and that, like on PS4, they were fine. They were perfect. Like you can quick scope with them. I guess a lot of people would complain about the flinch. Like there's no flinch on the snipers, which I guess I could agree with that. That's kind of a bit busted. But when the full game came out, they nerfed the ADS speed. Like a lot. And then they kept nerfing it, and they kept nerfing it, and then they kept nerfing it, and it was just no. What are you gonna say, Nuke?
So if we're still on the subject of COD,
yes,
the thing I told you a while ago, in that, you know how COD usually for the multiplayer reveal averages about 7 million views or so.
Yeah, usually, because that's what the main focus of COD is. That's what got it to blow up in the first place, was its multiplayer.
Like even COD World War 2 got like 7 million.
Yeah, because that was the whole appeal of Call of Duty. It's multiplayer.
COD Vanguard managed to average 700 million. No, 700,000.
Yeah, because a lot of people weren't interested in Vanguard, because a lot of people had very low expectations, especially with the other games coming out, which I'll get to later and we'll talk about them very soon. But I guess Cold War, because I've got the game at launch, and I had, so in the beta at launch and like the early stages, it was pretty fine, but every update it rolls out was just getting progressively worse and worse and worse and worse. And it kept getting buggier and glitchier and just worse. Like it just wasn't good. I remember because one of the main reasons I bought Cold War was for zombies. By the way, zombies in Cold War is amazing. I love it. It's definitely one of my favorite zombies.
It's good.
It's very good because
Really well done.
mainly because it's casual. You just pick it up and you play it, and it's simple. You don't need to learn a third world language just to open Quick Revive. No, no. You go up to it, you buy it. There we go. End of story. It was simple and it worked and it was perfect. Perfect. Zombies was
like
great.
Easter egg wise, BO3 has some of the funner ones.
Yes.
Yeah, I will admit, like, doing complex Easter eggs and zombies is fun. Like, I get that, but when you have to, like, learn the map beforehand, especially when you're a new, like, player, it's very frustrating. Like, I still don't even know how to navigate Shadows of Evil, and I'm played that map, like, a lot. But yeah, anyways, yeah, so the main reason I bought Cold War was because of, Zombies mode, and... You know, I played it, and they add maps now and then, but
It is...
one of the worst things that ever happened to Cold War, and I think, okay, this is definitely where this game is. This is where this series is headed, and I just had enough. So on PC, at least, this is only on PC. They introduced a glitch / bug with like the anti-cheat system, where if you play zombies for like, I guess, like an hour, like 30 minutes, you get permabanned. You get permanently banned from the game. And I guess I could see why they tried doing that, because still to this day, Zombies has a very big cheating problem. Because you can, like, transfer the stats from Zombies to multiplayer, and it's really complicated.
Yeah, but COD has a big cheating problem in general.
Yeah, in general, but especially in Zombies, it's really, really bad. So, I guess I could see what they were trying to do, but they just messed it up so bad.
Nearly sorry.
Yeah, no. So, yeah, there was a bug. If you play Zombies for, like, too long, you get permabanned from the game.
Specifically if you hit 50.
Oh, yeah, the first time it was if you hit round 50, you get permabanned.
I don't understand a company as big as Activision can have crap like that.
Like, how do you introduce a bug like that?
I don't understand it. There's smaller devs that can solve anti-cheat without doing zero damage to the game, requiring zero process. I just don't get it.
It wouldn't have even mattered if they kept the leveling system separate.
I mean, if they change the game engine...
Honestly, I don't mind the levels being, like, connected to one another, but yeah, it's
fine.
Because if they used a different game engine, the hacks and stuff wouldn't work, because they just change how how it's executed, because it's the same engine, it's just slightly different.
They've been using the same engine, like every Call of Duty game has been using the same engine since COD 1.
Oh yeah.
If you dig through the files, it's like making a family tree. Like on Black Ops Cold War, you can find assets from BO4. I'm not even joking.
I remember when Ghost came out, day one there was mod menus because they banned the mods, but all that people did was they changed the name of the mod, and then it worked.
Yes, I don't know BO. I haven't looked into Ghost that much, but
yeah,
it's
a
like
massive issue.
Looking through the game files of every COD, it's like tracking down a family tree. So like, if you go on Cold War, you find assets from BO4, and BO4 you had a lot of recycled stuff from BO3 because of its short development time. BO3 had like BO2 guns, and then BO2 had BO1 stuff, and then BO1 had World at War stuff, which had stuff which is basically like a copy of COD 4. Which had stuff from Call of Duty 2, which was basically a repeat of COD 1, which originated from, like, the Quake 1 engine. So they have not changed a thing since,
I know how they up-res their textures. They use Microsoft Paint.
They up-res their textures. That's all they do.
Yeah, in Microsoft Paint, they just scale it up.
Like, it is so... Like, Activision is known for making milked yearly franchises. Like, Tony Hawk, which is, like, one of my favorite game series of all time. I'm really ashamed. It kind of sucks that Neversoft got combined with Infinity Ward. Guitar Hero, again made by Neversoft, that got killed off. But yet
80
again,
mil to that, like,
yeah,
ugh.
like I think like 5 Guitar Hero games were just released in 2009.
Yeah, it's
Like in
stupid.
general, like it wasn't even a yearly thing. It was like 5 games like in
But
1 year.
it's hard because musical licensing has gotten stupidly expensive.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah. So they killed off Tony Hawk. Oh, not really. I guess yeah, because they got Tony Hawk the remaster last
literally-
year, and then they
They-
got
Oh,
Guitar Hero. Sorry, yeah. And then they did Guitar Hero Live, which didn't really do well.
No, that flopped.
Yeah, nah. It's probably my least favorite Guitar Hero game. I figured, okay, Activision, you've killed these 2 franchises. You've had the James Bond license since like 2010. I know 2008, and you've recycled a lot of the assets from those games, like Call of Duty, and you've killed that franchise off. Why can't COD die?
Because they make too much money.
I know, it
like,
makes
'cause
so much money.
people like you buy their dumb skins.
But like the thing is, Tony Hawk made a lot of money. Guitar Hero made a lot of money. The James Bond, okay, maybe not the James Bond games, but I know for a fact Guitar Hero and Tony Hawk made a shit ton of money. And it was towards the end where everyone was like, okay, we're just sick of Guitar Hero, Tony Hawk games, and they just killed them off. I think Call of Duty is kind of headed in that similar area.
I don't.
So a lot of people have very low expectations for Vanguard.
People have low expectations for anything after Cyberpunk's problems.
Yeah. What was I up to?
So-
I got like completely. Oh yeah, I was talking about COD's zombies like bug. So yeah, there was a bug that permabanned you for to around 50, and you know how they counterfeited that? Like they added a patch update. You think, okay, they fixed the zombie bug because this was a very big game breaking bug. You know what they did? You know what they did to the game? They changed the headshot icon in the kill feed.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Oh, you got pissed.
I got so fucking pissed.
You got pissed.
They literally all they did was add like a red circle in the kill feed. I'm like, you have a major game breaking bug that can probably distance your players away from your game to just change the headshot icon.
I thought it was neat. I'm like, oh, well, they're thinking about the stuff that don't matter.
I was
Imagine
thinking
they
right
fix
now.
things.
Yeah, I was thinking at the time, who the fuck asked for this? Who in the COD esports scene was like, I reckon the most innovative gameplay tweak we need is to change the headshot icon. It's just
I wonder if that
unusable.
headshot icon was recycled.
No, it wasn't. No, it's a new
Okay.
one for this game, from what I remember. But yeah, all they did was just add a red circle, and I got so pissed off. They eventually fixed the bug, thank God. They eventually fixed it. But then even worse, like maybe fast forward like a few months later, like maybe 1 or 2 months later, when they added like the 80s action hero stuff, they introduced the bug again. They brought it back again. So it's been 2 times they put this zombies bug in, and I was like, yeah, nah, absolutely not.
I'm done.
That's it, yeah. So if that was the future of where COD updates were getting, yeah, nah, I just wasn't having it, and I thought that's it, just COD's done for me, and that's why I'm not getting Vanguard, because I know for a fact they're gonna do the same problems and same shit as Cold War and Modern Warfare, and from the beta alone has some really bad problems. Yeah, nah, absolutely not.
I mean, I'd rather play Halo and Battlefield, to be honest, but that's a chat for another time, I reckon.
No, we can talk about them now. Let's talk about them now.
I reckon we should chat about them after the beta, because we can't just make...
Oh yeah, because Halo Infinite's beta, the first beta happened like a few months ago. The second test or the flight
This weekend?
it came out today.
Well, as time of recording,
Oh yeah,
you
at the
could
time of
start
this
it today.
recording, the second test came out today.
and then the following weekend is the third one. So you can all join and stuff. So just jump on the Halo website, figure it out, Google it. Yeah, anyone can join it. So
It's on the Halo Insider program. You have to
Yeah.
sign up for it. It's very easy.
yeah,
So my thoughts on Halo Infinite. The first test they had was awful. It was dreadful. It was one of the.
terrible.
It was
was
so
terrible.
unoptimized.
The whole point of that one was to test the game's performance on multiple
Yeah,
platforms.
I'm like, God, it actually is used for testing. So I think like
Yeah.
343 was like, okay, it's very unoptimized. Let's fix it. And then
Yeah.
the next test, I tested it out later today. It's pretty optimized. They fixed it. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
okay,
So
that's pretty good.
today, I believe these ones are multiplayer server betas more than anything.
Yeah, these are multiplayer ones.
It's more server side of things, and I believe the following weekend is more mechanics. And then so
Yeah, nah. But Halo Infinite looks pretty promising. I'm probably gonna buy the game on Series X because that console has just no games whatsoever, and to me, is probably one of my most disappointing consoles I've ever bought, other than the Wii U. The Wii U was pretty disappointing. The Series X is equally as bad. At least with the Wii U, you had games at launch. Like, you had exclusive games that were only for Wii U. The Series X had nothing. Like, the games you could play on Series X are also on Xbox One and either on PS4. There's no exclusive games that are just for that system. Okay, I think even like, yeah, the Xbox One and PS4 had exclusive games. Like, they had Dead Rising 3, that Rise, Son of Rome game, and I think that's all I can think of. And PS4 had like Killzone Shadowfall, and that's all I can think of.
they didn't have a lot.
They didn't have a lot, but at least they had exclusive games that make you want to say, oh, I want to buy a PS4 because this is the only way I can play this game. The PS5 actually has that. They have the Demon Souls remake, which you can only get on PS5, nothing else. And they have the new Ratchet and Clank, which is only, I guess that's not a launch title, but like also on PS5 exclusive. The Xbox has none of that. Like, whatever you can get on the Xbox One, you can get on the Series X, which I guess I can see the appeal of. Like, like you can, I see the appeal of it. Like, okay, you can play your old shit on your new shit. Like, I can understand that, but yeah, nah, it's just not.
Yeah. I feel like we should do a more bigger in-depth chat about those stuff because it's quite a big.
Yeah,
quite a big
especially
discussion.
especially like how. I think it's stupid that like the PS5. Okay, I can understand people scalping it, and it's very hard to find. The Xbox, on the other hand, what? Like,
Oh, that's
why?
horrible. That's so bad.
Like the PS5,
You can buy-
okay, I can
You
understand
can buy
it
an
being hard
Xbox
to get.
Series S tomorrow,
Buy
or
a
you
Series
could try
X.
find a Series X in JB Hi-Fi in a month's time.
I mean,
It's
yeah,
just
I got
stupid.
lucky with my Series X. I was just at JB one day, and I saw they had the Series S in stock. I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. They have the Series S in stock. I'm like, oh, and I jokingly said to myself, like, oh, should I buy it? And then I saw next to it, they had the Series X, and it said something about like see the staff or whatever. So I was with my mum and my brother, and my mum went to ask the guy at the counter. He's like, oh, do you have any Series X's in stock? And I was just looking at it, still thinking, like, oh, should I buy a Series X? And my mum brings me to the counter, and I see a guy, lo and behold, has a Series X just right there. I was like, what the hell? And I figured, you know what? These things are really hard to find. I'll buy it. So I bought it for $750, and I only bought 2 games. And by the way, these 2 games I already owned on PC. So I thought, okay, you know, I'll buy them on console because my PC is pretty trash, and I want to see how they run. And those were Cyberpunk and Black Ops Cold War.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I feel like we can have a good chat because of like the way that the Xbox One started in the generation, how it finished, how the PS5 started in the generation to where it's now.
Yeah, in my
Same with
personal
like the
opinion,
360, same with the Xbox original. Because I think it's quite interesting, especially when it comes to console revisions. And like the dumb things that they did, like Xbox Game Pass, which literally saved them.
yeah,
And
Game Pass is really good.
Sony's whole, oh, this is how I share games with my friend. I give him the disc. Which, sure, in real time it turned like that, but in recent months that hasn't been that. Like, if the CMOS battery dies, your PS4 becomes a brick, unless you connect it to servers. So when
I
those
love
servers
how-
disappear, you've got a brick. But since then, Sony has reversed and issued the software to fix that problem.
I love
But
how
I feel like
back in the day,
you should have a. I feel like we should have a bigger in-depth chat about.
yeah, I love how back in the day, everyone went to 360, mainly just because the COD exclusivity thing, and
And then
then
PS4.
by 2015, everyone moved to PS4 because that's when the whole COD moved, the exclusivity thing. To me, I was always a PlayStation guy. Like I had a PS2
You're wrong.
and I got a PS3 because actually I got the PS3 near launch, or my brother did. So we had the fat PS3, and then later I got my own one, which is the slim PS3. And then we gave away that other PS3, and then when the new consoles came out, we got a PS4. We pre-ordered a PS4, and then yeah, so I never really used it because this was when I had my Mac and I was just slowly getting into PC gaming, so I barely used the PS4 at all except for like certain games. And yeah, and then I gave my PS4 to my brother because I didn't use it. And for Christmas one year, I got an Xbox One, and then I shifted to Xbox. So now I have a Series X.
My view is, doesn't matter what platform you have, it's what your friends have. So
yeah, true. Because like,
that's how
nowadays
I
it doesn't really matter about that because mostly every game is crossplay now.
Not every game.
Not every game, but most games. Like,
yeah.
Like COD, Fortnite, Battlefield's gonna have crossplay.
And plus, graphic cards are like 3 times over retail price. But yeah. But
yeah,
I feel like it's been a good podcast, Jordan. Thank you for having me.
You reckon that'll be it?
I reckon it is. I've
reckon...
got other things on my schedule for the day. So I need to go do them. But
okay, that's completely
it's
fine.
a good chat. It's a good chat.
Yeah, no, thanks for being here. Thanks
to
Nuke for chilling. I don't think he's still here, but
no, I am still here.
All right, well, thanks for being here, and
you can offer us some feedback, Nick, later. But no, I feel like we should definitely have an in-depth. Like we should have a discussion of like each console generations and the way that like Halo and like how Guitar Hero and like I feel like we should chat about those because they're quite cool and like there's some great memories that I have and I know that we both have that we have together from the years of gaming we've done.
Yeah.
So
absolutely. But yeah, I think like Daniel said, I think that that'll be the end of it. Thanks everyone for being here.
Saying
for the OGs that are here at the end, you ledge
for listening for. I don't even know how long we've been recording for. It's been a while, but yeah. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Here We Are podcast, and stay tuned for more episodes.
Drop a fat like.
Drop a fat like, a comment.
Share it to your grandma. I don't know.
Probably don't do that, but if you want to, but
I'll show it to my grandma. She wouldn't understand the context of what's happening, but you know.
she just show her a screen. She's like, "What is this?"
There's he talking about Polar dude. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Anyways, all right. That's the end of it. All right. Anyways, thanks for listening, guys. Stay tuned to the next episode, and peace.